Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on CNBC News, NBC News, and NBC Sports Radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Spreaker, and more. Monday. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad you could make it. Today it is Mental Health Monday, where I give you some happy 88 tips on how to be happier than you currently are. And I'm going to be answering some of the questions that I get in my happiness coaching practice. So please stay here where I am going to splatter you with more hope and happiness, which is what the show's about for the past 593 consecutive weeks, over 11 and a half years. This is show number 1016. And I'm so glad that I am still here, that you are still here supporting. Thanks to my new sound engineer, not new anymore, Frank, for supporting this show, and all the guys at the KCAA home. Let's see. I always, Frank, maybe you can keep me on task. I want to express some gratitude this morning. We're starting off with take a bite of my gratitude sandwich, my morning blissipline. And I thought for gratitude this morning, I would list all 8, I think there are 8 guys that support me at KCAA. We'll start at the top. Fred Lundgren, the owner and operator of KCAA. He's out of Texas. And then 2, his wife, Linda, because behind every great guy is an even greater woman. And then his son, who operates lots of the stuff out there, Mike. And then Mark Westwood, who is my station manager. And then 5, my sound engineer, Frank. And then Joe in the back and Miguel in the back. And who am I missing? That's 7. Joe, I know there's at least one more. So I'll let you put that in the chat for me, Frank. My last gratitude is for the incredible guys at the Amtrak station that I'm going to tell you a funny story about that. After we finish the gratitude sandwich, I'm going to keep you on task here. That's the top of the bun. If you start every day with 8 specific things that you're grateful for, people, places, and things, and then at the end of the day, when you're about to go to sleep, have 8 things that you appreciate about yourself, you're more apt to have an incredible day. So this is what I like you to do before you go to bed, is highlight some of the things that you know you like about yourself. And why is this important, especially on Mental Health Monday? I really believe that when people are not, they're not kind to themselves, they don't like themselves, they have a little bit of self-hatred going or self-loathing, which actually happens more often than not. People hide it. That's why there's a thing called the imposter syndrome, where you look like you got it all together, but in the back of your head, you've got voices that tell you you're not all that and you're not good enough and all of that BS belief system that keeps you from being happy. That's when mental health goes down the drain. So what I want you to do is think of 8 specific things that you like about yourself. And Frank, you can play along this morning. Since I don't have a guest in the studio, usually don't on Mondays. That's where you get to stream with me. If you are driving, don't do this. But when you landed, then go to my YouTube channel, free subscribe, and you can chat along as well. I should be on my YouTube and LinkedIn channel as well, so that you can put what you like about yourself. Now, when you don't have this solid base, you're more likely to be reactive or looking for love in all the wrong places and walking around life with antenna, looking for people who like you. And with social media, that becomes a literal expression, who likes me. So instead, what do you like about yourself? So give you a second to breathe in and think about it. In through the nose, out through your mouth, thinking about compliments you've gotten that you maybe don't believe. But today, I'm hoping, is the first day that you begin to take ownership of how you feel about yourself, instead of always asking for other people to approve of you. Because if you can't approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect other people to approve of you? So, what do you like about yourself? I appreciate that I every morning put my life jacket on with the silver lining. I appreciate that I love to help. I appreciate that I love to laugh. I appreciate that I love to cook for loved ones. I appreciate, someone just gave me a heart. Thank you so much for that. If you'd like to be thanked in person, put your name in the chat. I appreciate that I bounce back pretty quickly. And I'll tell you the story that illustrates that one. I appreciate that I attract really kind, helpful people. And 7, I appreciate that I am willing to let people help me. There was a day when I could do that. I got it. Oh, I forgot Eric. So thank you, Eric. You're my last gratitude. I knew there was somebody there. And then I appreciate, we've got Jean-Baptiste Nibizi from Africa here with me. He is in charge of the satellite area that you may remember, one of my most memorable guests on my show, even though it's hard to choose, from 2016, Frederick, who got his arms cut off in the Rwandan genocide, opened Jesse's Place. Jessie, who's on the other side now, is a wonderful woman who teamed up and helped Frederick and now Jean-Baptiste over there to help people. So again, I appreciate my ability to attract cool people. And then finally, I appreciate my ability to learn, grow, and expand. I love learning. And one of the silver linings of not having my phone is that when I went down to the gym this morning, I read. And it's been a while since I actually read from a book. Those of you who have smartphones, you pull everything up. And I was very happy to revisit my ability to read. So that's my gratitude sandwich for this morning. It's a blissipline that I hope you adopt. If you start your day taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich for the next 28 days, I promise you, you will have incredibly different days, because there's something about not starting your morning, especially now that I don't have my phone, scrolling, MS, I call it, meaningless scrolling, and most of the news is negative. So that's why we start pretty much every show with taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. And now we're going to go to the topic for the day. But let me give us some validation. I'm talking about self-approval here. And that is applause for taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in the studio today, it's Monday, and it's not rainy days and Mondays always get me. Instead, I replaced the down with up. Hashtag UP, hashtag unlimited possibilities. That's what we're talking about all day, every day on this show on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, especially my home central, which is my YouTube channel. Please go free subscribe, and then you can also get an alert every weekday morning where I go live at 9 a.m. every single day of the week. All right. So, what I wanted to do, well, first, I'm going to tell you a little story because I do practice what I teach. So, one of the first questions that comes to me from my happiness coaching practice, people who come to me and ask, how can I be happier than I am right now? And that is, why do bad things happen to good people? Why do bad things happen? Tragedy, F-ups, think when shift happens. So I went to a benefit concert on, was it Saturday night? It was Saturday night. And those of you who have been following know that I am very supportive of an organization called Doors of Change. And that is, I'm just going to close down some windows. I see a signal that I'm not liking. I don't know what's going on your end, Frank. There we go. I really love Doors of Change because they take homeless youth off of the streets. So there was a concert. I went there. 3-time Grammy winner Ben Harper was the performer. There was an opener, and because I don't have my phone, I can't pull up her name, but she was a blues singer, fabulous. And then, of course, Justine, who's been on my show, did the keynote. That's the advertisement to Doors of Change. If you haven't already gone to the website, please do donate there or get some memorabilia. That's what they had there. It was really fun. This was my second VIP request to go down. So I thought anytime I have a gig in San Diego, I take the train because I love the train so much. And so went down, got great shots. You saw the post. And then usually I post about the event afterwards on my way back. Well, I wanted to make sure I did not miss the last train. And the last train was at 9:40. So I even left the concert early, which I wasn't happy about, but I didn't want to miss the last train. So I made sure the Uber driver got me plenty of time. I was 20 minutes early for the train. Spent some time talking to not the conductor, but the train station personnel, and then went down to the tracks, sat down, had my phone, started doing some work. And they said, one and only announcement for the northbound train going to Los Angeles, arriving in 5 minutes. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Still working on my phone. I hear the train coming in. It's coming on the other side. Now, there was another train that was coming on my side, but I really thought I was on the northbound side. I was on the southbound side. So I literally was on the wrong side of the tracks. I then freaked out. You can just picture I'm in my, runway VIP red carpet outfit flowing. I got a lot of love and compliments about that outfit. And I had nicely done some shopping at David Allen. Again, one of my show sponsors at his art collection had some kimonos. I had 2 bags. And I either left the phone on the bench or it fell out. I don't know which one it was, but I'm booking it. And you have to go in the elevator, go up over the ramp, and then down the elevator. I met another person who was about to miss the train as well. And the elevator wasn't coming fast enough. And I am freaking out full on. Oh my God. And then we missed the train. As we got out of the elevator, the doors closed and the train starts going off. So I am in a pickle. And The guy who also missed the train said, "Do you want to just split an Uber to get up to Los Angeles?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, IJM, it's just money and nobody's fault, my fault. I didn't do it on purpose, accidental, but I was so mad at myself." And so I went to get my phone to pull up Uber and no phone. And now I'm really freaked out. And now I'm like, are you shirting me? Like, it's bad enough that I missed the stupid train. I mean, good train. But now I don't have my phone. So we both run to the station. I'm looking everywhere, retracing my steps. The station attendant, Jeff, says, "Well, there's a bus. There's one last bus up to LA." And I was in Anaheim Station. My car was there. And they said, "You can catch the bus. I'll refund the whatever." And I'm like, okay, but I have to find my phone, because if it drops somewhere, I need to get my phone. I can't leave my phone. So guess what? I retrace my step. By the time I get back in, the guy's gone on the bus. The bus is gone. No more buses. So now I'm really screwed. I have no phone, no way to get back up to Anaheim from Solano Beach. I have no idea where the phone is. And I have to give it to three guys. The Amtrak police guy named Jerry, and the Amtrak personnel at the station, Jeffrey Campbell, and Jeff Smith and Steve Campbell. I don't know Jerry's last name, but both of them tried to help me. Now I am full on like upset. You lose your phone, that's bad. You lose your ride back up to LA from Solano Beach, that's like really bad. So he said, "Is there someone you can call?" And I'm like, my daughter, maybe they can figure out where the phone is with the Find My iPhone thing. So what's her number? Well, folks, I don't know about you, but I have lost my phone is so smart that I have gotten lazy about memorizing numbers. So I don't even know what the number is. I sort of know the number and I'm upset. So I can't remember it took 5 tries on his phone to call my daughter, my older daughter, and she's suspicious. So she doesn't answer from a number she doesn't know. So then I had to go through the whole thing with my younger daughter's number. She answers the phone, thank goodness. So she doesn't really know how to do the Find My Phone stuff like my older one. So she has to get a hold of my older one. They look to see where the phone is. And I'll never forget, they screenshotted it and sent it to one of the phones. And it's like making its way down to San Diego from Solano Beach in the opposite direction. So now it's like, great, someone stole the phone. So they took the phone from wherever they saw it, took it on the train, and it's gone. So now on top of missing the ride, losing my phone is stolen. And this is all in answer to one of the questions for Mental Health Monday is, why do bad things happen to good people? I'm not saying that I'm perfect at all, but I think in a category of good and bad, most people would put me in the good category. So what did I do to deserve all of this happening to me? I'm also a huge law of attraction. I keep my vibe high so that I attract good things and I attract good people. So why is this happening to me? And in that moment, one of the tools that I remember is, why is not a very useful question. Because at this point in time, if I'm going to be upset and begin to beat myself up and ask, I must have done something wrong. I must be attracting something wrong. What am I doing wrong? Why am I being punished? All of this ridiculous detritus in my head, that's not going to help. So when I start asking that question, why do bad things happen to good people? I have to stop asking that question, because shift happens to everyone. And the more I am adamant for looking for an answer, why do bad things happen to good people, the worse things are going to be. So I have to stop asking that question because we don't really know why things happen as they happen. I do know, I choose to believe that no one is being punished, that karma, even though, yes, there is the law of reciprocity, what you give out will come back to you. That's a law. It's a spiritual law, just like the law of attraction. It doesn't matter who you are. It's not a punishment. It's just cause and effect. So I do not, though, believe in a punishing God. I don't believe in karma in that, I did something in my past life that deserves me missing a train and getting my phone stolen. I just refuse to believe that. I choose to just manage my own emotion in the moment and ask myself, is this helping me or not? So being angry at myself is not helping. Being angry at whoever stole my phone is not helpful. I did the deed. I got on the wrong side of the tracks, literally. I lost my phone to get picked up. Not, I didn't do it on purpose, accidentally. So I forgive myself. And then I just go to solution. Here are three wonderful men. One of them was off and still let me use his phone. They're trying to help me. So calm your butt down, calm your assets down. I was telling my balance center self. So once I calmed myself down, I was able to remember the phone numbers, able to contact my daughters. I was like short with one of my daughters, had to apologize for that, and just tried to manage my freaked outness and my pissed offedness at myself. So what happened was there was nothing I can do except my daughter ordered a very expensive Uber. Again, this is a tool that I use for when I'm paying for something that I really didn't want to pay for. It's from my alphabet soup. And if any of you want any of this information as far as my alphabet soup happy tips, go to drmarissa.life. You'll get a free tip sheet that you can, post in front of you so that you can have it handy. This tool is called IJM. So, do you ever get mad at money that you have to spend that you don't want to spend? Then use the Happy 88 tool called IJM, and it stands for It's Just Money. And I know that these days it's difficult to not feel bad about losing money, but it's already done. You have a choice to either accept it and say, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this, and I can't wait to see how my money energy is going to grow. Or you can continue to beat yourself up or get angry or blame someone, which doesn't feel good. Instead, you can choose, because you have the power of choice, to instead focus on the solution. So every day in every way, you have the choice to focus on what's wrong or focus on how can I make myself feel better. And as a result, you will feel better and you'll have a better day. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live on Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show, every weekday morning on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere, especially my YouTube channel, where if you free subscribe, you'll get a free alert every morning for more hope and happiness. That was my 30-second commercial because I'm trying to do three things at the same time here. But I've been asked to do some sound bites for the station, and that's why that is there. But the Happy 88 tool is there for you. IJM, it's just money. And then the other one is, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. Because when I asked that question, guess what? The station personnel, I think it was Stephen Campbell, he says to me, well, the coaster is not Amtrak. So where your phone is on that train, on the off chance that the person turns the phone in, and we each looked at each other and went, yeah, right, because it's got to be stolen. Why would someone pick up a phone and then get on the train and go? So where I'm like, okay, it is stolen. My daughter's telling me, change your passwords on everything. I'm on an Uber now up to Anaheim with on my daughter who ordered the Uber. So, I'm safe. I'm beginning to activate my own teaching. ICBW is another Happy 88 tool. It stands for It Could Be Worse. It could be worse. So that also helps me when I am upset and reacting to something bad that's happening. So when something bad happens, once I get out my emotion, so here's the thing that is another tip. How do you react when bad things happen to you? If you're someone who says, it's fine, I can't change it, I'll live with it, serenity now, like George Costanza's father said in the Seinfeld episode when he had a store with computers, and no matter what happened, he pretended like it was serenity now until at the end of the show, he was so pissed off, he took a bat and just smashed everything. So when you're upset, it's not useful to pretend you're not upset. It is my BS, my belief system, that it is more helpful for you to actually jump up and down, scream if you're in private and not going to upset someone or get fired from your job. But it is important to release that negative energy safely and as quickly as possible. Because once you release it, then you have the ability to create the space necessary to move to solution. As they say, it is not the same energy or space that created the problem that you're going to be able to have the solution be inspired to you. So it's important to release. I stomp up and down, on stairs, I bite my pillow, I do a silent scream so that I release the energy, and then I am able to get to that space to find a solution. And that's what I did. Got on the phone with my daughter and was able to order the Uber drive back to Anaheim. So then, miracle of miracles. So this is what happens, and I believe this is because I do practice what I teach. When I actually got home, and just in case, Steve had given me a little slip with the customer service number of the coaster, which is different than Amtrak, where the phone was tracked and making its way down to Santa Fe Depot in San Diego. And at that point, I thought, we're going to track it, call the police, and they say, well, I don't know if the police is going to follow the moving phone tracker. And so I just bite the bullet, buy a new phone. And then I had credit cards also in the folio. Learn something new, make sure all of that is inside the phone. And, make sure you tell the credit cards, cancel all the cards so that, people aren't going to mess with your stuff. So got ready to do that, came home, figured out how to find my phone from my own computer. And lo and behold, the phone stayed at the station. In fact, the phone stayed at the station the entire night. And I'm like, oh, maybe someone turned the phone in, which was like, I'm so lucky. I've lost my phone probably twice in the last 10 years. And both times someone turned the phone in, which is really, I am incredibly grateful. And I can't take credit, but some people have said that it's because I maintain and I practice what I teach most of the time, 88% of the times, that good things happen to me. Now, again, going back, we're doing happy tips today. If you've just tuned in, this is Mental Health Matters Monday, and I am using what happened to me on Saturday night where I missed the last train home and then lost my phone on top of that and thought my phone was stolen as a good example of how to use happy tips in order to get yourself to the place where I am now, which is grateful. So it turns out that thank you for that. Someone just gave me the finger, which is this one, not the other one. So the phone stayed in the Find My app. It stayed at the station in San Diego. And I still laugh at the site. It must have been me booking it from one side of the track to the other in high heels, dressed in a red carpet outfit that I did for the benefit. Oh my gosh, that must have been funny to watch. But the personnel at Amtrak were so kind and then gave me that sheet. I did call customer service. They were not open. The next morning, they opened at 7. My daughters were wonderful. I figured out I have iMessage on my computer, so you can still text, but I didn't know that. And that is also one of the best things that happens when bad things happen. So when bad things happen, when tragedy strikes, this was not a tragedy. This was just a poop happens kind of thing. Lose your phone, miss a train. Those are just really quality problems. So, but it's an opportunity to learn. It's an opportunity to grow, and it's an opportunity to appreciate people who come to your assistance. So these 3 Amtrak personnel, Jeff, Steve, and Jerry, and I have a hard time remembering names, but because they were so kind, I have 3 new life friends who lent me their phones, got me sorted. And Jerry actually did me, if I'm getting ahead of myself. So I called the next morning and Ray said, unfortunately, I can't tell if your phone is there because wherever it is right now, it goes to 2-day process to get the phone to me so that I can call you to tell you that your phone is found. So I'm like, okay, but I'm going to take it as a good sign that the tracker still says that the phone is at the Santa Fe station. So I am happy to wait for a change. And then I get a phone call, or I get a text from my daughter yesterday saying, I just got a phone call from Jeff at the station telling me that, yes, my phone is there. They have recovered it. And Jerry expedited the process. So guess who's going to pick up their phone right after the show today? So this is a long answer. Hopefully you were entertained by the actual story because it is kind of funny that I how do you miss a train and lose your phone in the same night, and see your phone being taken from you down to the opposite direction on the station? Don't know. I definitely do lead an interesting life, but hopefully through that process, you have heard some tools to use in order to not lose your 88% happiness, because it's tantamount for me to be able to, I can tell you to choose happiness all I want, but it's a practical thing. There are practices. It's a discipline to stay happy. It's not by accident that I am happy 88% of the time. And that's what this platform is for. And it's also a platform for me to give away things. So I'm giving you a couple things away today. First is an audiobook copy of my book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are. And I'm going to show you exactly how to get that audiobook. It's a free $20 value. All you need to do is go to my website, which is drmarissa.life. Going to pull it up here so that you can see and join my Happy 88 Mamily. Mamily is the single mom version of family. Just put your email in here, and anything that comes in from now till tomorrow, I'll know you are responding to the free audiobook copy, and you will get that sent to you on the email. So that's the thing that I'm going to do. Or you can just go down to the bottom of the first page and fill in here and put your name, your email, subject matter. You can say mental health matters. Okay, that's the keyword for today, and you will get that. Now, I'm also giving away tickets to a show that is happening this Saturday, is it? Or let me check. One of my show sponsors, you all know, is the beautiful Saban Theater. And there's this really interesting, wonderful guy that is going to be performing at the Saban Theater. And some of you know it who watch. Let's see. He's been on, let's see. He's got greatest hits. He's a Broadway television superstar, baddest beach alive. His name is Todrick Hall. He returns to the stage in his 9th most eclectic tour to date. And I've been given permission to give away 8 pairs of tickets, which is pretty amazing. And this is for the Saban Theater. He's been a Broadway star, successful runs in Chicago, The Color Purple, Kinky Boots, Memphis, and Waitress. He composed Magic Happens Parade at Disneyland, and he sold out tours all over the world, Straight Out of Oz, Forbidden, House Party, Femulin, and won the 2019 Video for Good VMA as co-executive producer of Taylor Swift's LGBTQ plus anthem, You Need to Calm Down. So 8 tickets, 8 pairs of tickets. This is this Saturday, I believe, September 13th. I have so, oh no, wait, September 13th, is that tomorrow? That's tomorrow. Boy, it's a good thing I'm giving this away today. For some reason, I thought it was tomorrow, but this is actually Wednesday, tomorrow at 6 p.m. And I do believe I will be going. So free tickets, pair tickets to go and watch this great. If you haven't seen Kinky Boots, that's an excellent. He was in Kinky Boots, so I'm definitely going. I think I thought it was Saturday and I couldn't go, but I can go tomorrow. So I hope to see you there. So all the people who go to my drmarissa.life, you can choose. You can have both my audiobook for 8 Ways to Happiness or tickets to Todrick Hall, Velvet Rage at the Saban Theater for tomorrow at 8 p.m. I'm going to see you there. All right. So that is 2 Asian Oprah giveaways today, which is not a record, but I'm hoping that you get an audiobook and you get a ticket to go tomorrow to Todrick Hall. All right. If you've just tuned in and you're wondering what's going on in studio today, it is Monday, and I am Dr. Marissa on Take My Advice. I'm not using a Kip Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, the station that leaves no listener behind. All right. Another Happy 88 tool. What did I promise you? We just finished the first question of, I think, 15. I was on a roll. Well, we'll have the list to go through for Mental Health Mondays from now until the next 5 years. How can I stop being so critical? That's a really, really common question. It seems like I've only met one person who does not have that critical voice in her head or his head. It seems like every single person I have ever asked, do you have a voice in your head that says you shouldn't have done this, you should have done this, you shouldn't have done that? So if you have that critical voice, I want you to nod your head, even though I can't see you. And I would take a guess that most of you are nodding your heads. Frank, you can chime in if you'd like. Do you have a critical voice in your head? It seems to be something that happens no matter if you've had a difficult childhood or not. People have critical voices. And so, what do you do when you have a critical voice in your head? Look at me. 2 words. Stop it. Well, sometimes it's not that easy. I have an exercise in my 8 Ways to Happiness from wherever you are that you're welcome to look at. It's called the insulting game. And part of the insulting game is realizing that the voice in your head is really not who you really are. The critic in your head is a part of you, yes, and you don't want to kill it, yes, no, but to be aware and acknowledge is the first step, that you have this critical voice, and then acknowledge that it's not you. And when you can do that, then you can begin to talk to that voice and say, thank you very much. That's not always true. I know you're trying to protect me, but you're not helping me. So sit down, take a break, go on a vacation. You've been yelling at me for my whole life, but I got this. That's the balance-centered person that you really are, soothing away that critical voice. You don't want to kill it because it has been a coping mechanism. It is helpful. It stopped you from having burnt hands on stoves or getting run over by a car while you're crossing the street. But a lot of us unnecessarily criticize ourselves so much that it helps us get into a thing called procrastination. Because when you're trying to be perfect, the critic is winning. And when the critic is winning, you don't get inspired thought and you don't get anything done. I've always wanted to be a procrastinator, but I never got around to it. Wait, do I have sound effects on this? Frank says most definitely has that critical voice. Good. That means you're not alone. You're human. I thought I uploaded. Let's see if I really did upload some sound effects. I guess I didn't. Bummer. I could have sworn I did. Oh well, we'll have to do that for the show. But okay, so that is one way to stop the critical voices, is work on your balance-centered self. If you'd like to do that with me, it's not a long process. Some people do it in 2 or 3 sessions, especially if you haven't had childhood trauma and it's just a matter of correcting a habit that you have, and you do have to work on it. It's like a muscle that you can stop criticizing yourself. So that's part of happiness coaching. Just go to drmarissa.live or book some time with me just to chat and see if it's something that you want to do. Because there's so many ways in which to get more happy. I'm just one happiness coach. There's so many. If you have other ways, good. I am definitely not one of those consultants or coaches who tell you that I'm the only way to happiness or my way is the best way. There's so many different people on the planet who have so many different ways in which to improve or be happier, that anybody that tells you they have the monopoly or the only answer, I would take it with a grain of salt. I am always here for anyone. My specialty is people who've had childhood trauma, because it is a little different animal. And I think that every single person who's gone through anything is the expert in the ability to help someone else through that. Just saying. All right. Where was I? Another question that gets asked to me in my happiness coaching. Am I really good enough? Do you have a voice that sometimes says to you, you're not all that, you're not good enough, you don't deserve to have good in your life, you don't deserve to have money, you don't deserve to have things, you don't deserve to have a good relationship, you don't deserve to be successful? That is bull shiitake. And yes, many of us who have that particular theme song in our heads is because somebody actually was mean enough to tell us that. And again, the critic is often a compilation of someone who told you those things. They did the best that they could. They were probably told that themselves. Hurt people, all of that. But the solution is not to blame that person or make them apologize or explain it away, because not my not my problem. My opportunity is not them, it's me. How can I, because I can't change what happened and I can't make them apologize, and even if they did apologize, I wouldn't believe them anyways. How can I take ownership, be the boss of me, and grow the truth or believe the truth that I am good enough? Because I'm here to tell you, if you're listening to me right now and you don't think you're good enough, you have adopted a defense mechanism and a coping mechanism that is not working for you. Because if you're going to continue to choose to believe that you're less than, that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, then you have a habit that isn't working for you. Because the truth is, every single one of the how many billion people we are now is uniquely one of a kind wonderful. That is the truth. I know that truth. I will hold that truth for you until you can hold it for yourself. Please, please, please do not believe that message that it might be in your head, because it's wrong. It is not helping you at all. It doesn't serve you. Some people will say, oh, well, I need to keep myself humble. Bullshitaki. There's enough, imperfection and times like what happened to me Saturday, proof that I am not the brightest crayon on the box sometimes. I am not the sharpest tool in the shed. Otherwise, I would not have gotten on the wrong side of the tracks or lost my phone in the process. But I don't regret what happened at all. One, I know that it has nothing to do with my worthiness. I know that I'm just a human being, and 88% of the time I'm fabulous, and 12% of the time I'm stepping it or absent-minded or whatever the reason is. I'm not being punished, but I am giving myself the break to know that I'm okay. No matter what happens to me, I'm okay. And not only am I okay, I'm pretty good. And in fact, I am of value. I am one of a kind, wonderful. I am loved, loving, and loved. I have esteem. I have esteem through esteemable acts. I didn't blame anyone. I didn't, all the things that have happened to me, difficult, expensive divorce, bad things were done to me. When I was a kid, bad things were done to me, but I wouldn't change it for the world, because it had nothing to do with me being not worthy enough. It had everything to to do with me being worthy enough of being chiseled into this one of a kind wonderful, so that I can do what I do. I love my work. I love being able to come at you like this. I love being known for hope and happiness. I love being able to go on down on a train. I love being able to meet people and highlight. I'm writing a letter to Amtrak to commend these three guys that helped me. I am so, I wouldn't have met them. I wouldn't have understood how valuable my phone is. I got lost yesterday because I didn't have the navigator. I need to understand too that backup plans are good. Also, I got, chiseled to be more resourceful. What I can do without a phone. I started reading again this morning. So all of these things stem from, I can't wait to see what good comes out of this. So when bad things happen to you, ask that question, and then you'll be able to begin to see all that is good, all that is available, all that is. I have never appreciated my smartphone and the comfort and ease that it offers me in life. Little things like I don't know what time it is, and I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because until I figured out the calendars on my computer, I rely on that, and it's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Some people are like, well, people rely too much on their phones. And it's like, well, if you have a smartphone and it can do a lot of great things, why not? I know that might be an unpopular statement, but I'm going to make it anyways. All right. Do we have time for one more question that I said I was going to address? Let's see. How can I stop being worried all the time? Worry is a prayer for bad things to happen. That's a Native American expression. I believe it is true because it has to do with attracting that same energy. If you're worried about something, you're going to worry about it more. And the more you worry about it, you're going to see things that support your worry. So 2 words again, stop it. I hope you've enjoyed all of these Happy 88 tools. I do love Mental Health Mondays because this is my area of expertise. I am an organizational psychologist, not a clinical, so I will do the disclaimer. These are all things that came out of my book, 8 Ways to Happiness from Wherever You Are, which is a national bestseller. Thank you to Denver Post, also #1 on Amazon. You get a free audiobook copy if you go to drmarissa.life, as well as free tickets to the Tordrick Hall show tomorrow at the Saban Theater. Thank you so much for joining me today. Tomorrow, I have a wonderful guest. Her name is Tabitha, I believe Tabitha Hall. She will be talking about the writer's strike, Emmys, all of that. She is on the board. Another wonderful person brought by Harlan, my favorite publicist that we got to party with at Doors of Change. Got to see Anson Williams. When I get the phone back, you'll see the footage from that. And I just love Anson, and he is just a wonderful guy. I got to meet his wife, and they are going to come on the show as well to talk about how they bonded during COVID. I am so fortunate to have all of you here. Please remember that it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. This is Dr. Marissa reporting live, reminding you to have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.